Hi there, I'm Katie.
Hey Katie, I'm Sandy.
Hi there, Sandy. So nice to finally talk to you. Bobby Taylor has actually told me so many great things about your business, and I really appreciate you taking the time out of your day to meet with me. I know you're really busy, and hopefully by this end of this, we're able to come up with some solutions to best benefit Duluth Operating Group.
Yeah, of course. It's really finally nice to meet you face to face. Bobby did tell me a lot of great things about you. He also told me about the concept of your CRM system. Kind of on a general level, but it sounds like something DOG might benefit from.
Great. So here's my card just for future contact.
Thank you.
So your assistant said that we have about 20 minutes today. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Great. So I am aware of DOG's business and have done a little bit of research on your operations just to fully understand your business and your company situations. So before we dive in, I just want to make sure it's okay to ask a couple questions just to kind of gain a better insight of the Duluth Operating Group, your goals, and potential areas of dissatisfactions, and we can best establish how to move forward from there.
Absolutely, that sounds good.
Great. So as Bobby had mentioned at the game, I have reached out to some employees and clients of DOG to gain more insight and better understanding of your company's current operations and organizational structure. So I was able to identify some problem areas where we may be able to solve or improve some efficiency. So if you want to go ahead and take a look at this agenda, I've highlighted three main potential problems that DOG could be having. And if you just want to take a look and see if these make sense to you or if there's anything else you want to discuss today that you think would be beneficial.
Yeah, this actually looks great. There was even some things on here that I hadn't recognized as major issues in our company.
Great. So just before we start, is there anyone else that you think would be beneficial to have in our meeting today?
For today, just us two is good, but just noticing you do look a little young for this. Are you sure you're able to really understand where DOG is as a company?
Yes, no, I totally understand. I do get that all the time. But I am currently working with 43 different clients, similar to DOG's structure. So I have been with Salesforce for about a year and a half now, and for these past 6 months, I've been focused in the Atlanta region. So I've gained really a tremendous understanding of your business and businesses much like yours, just with the substantial amount of work that I've done in research just with your company's history and employees and clients alike.
So hearing that is definitely reassuring. I would love to talk about some of the solutions you all might have to offer.
Awesome. So just to start off, I talked to John, who's a sales representative at DOG, as well as some of your customers, and through some of our discussions, we were able to identify some areas where I think we could implement some more efficient practices.
Yeah, John's a good person to talk to about that. He's super helpful.
Yeah, he's great. So one of the first areas we discussed was the fact that your company is growing rather quickly, as revenue has increased 3.5% since 2017, which is awesome. But we know it can also have some kind of unforeseen challenges if your business structure is really unable to keep up with some of these expanding sales in an efficient manner. So how do you currently manage your customer opportunities and all the steps involved with the sales process?
So we're doing pretty well. I would definitely say that since we're a smaller firm, we could maybe use some restructuring as we grow. With this growth we're anticipating, we're finding that so many large accounts across different regions, it can be a little bit difficult to manage some of these accounts throughout the state.
Great. So considering that large growth, would you say that your current platform is sustainable for keeping track of orders and organizing all this CRM information?
Although I think our current system is working for the most part, I do think that given our expected growth and given that we don't currently have an efficient CRM practice in place, I would be interested in addressing this as a potential issue.
Yeah, so you said that you don't have an efficient CRM system in place. So currently, how are all of your accounts handled and managed, and how does this information flow internally to supporting employees?
So honestly, right now we kind of have a couple different systems in place. We track our orders in client accounts, but overall it's pretty messy. It's a mix of Excel sheets, email chains, and kind of Word docs that just get sent around between employees.
Okay, that's interesting. So would you say that it's fair that DOG is looking to establish maybe a more comprehensive and inclusive system of sales, accounts, and just different client information, and that would be able to be accessed more easily and conveniently across all internal departments?
Yeah, I do think it would be extremely beneficial to us to have a system in place that it could be, all of our information could be easily accessed by all of our employees, and that includes the information relevant to client accounts. I do admit our system is a little unorganized and messy right now, and I think you're right about that. I do think it might not be sustainable for our growth.
Right. So considering some of these issues that you've mentioned, would you say that one of the major reasons of your sales reps are unable to complete sales could be because of they're able to not keep up with the managing customer opportunities and accessing these customer accounts information?
Yeah, I would definitely say that it's something that does happen, especially in terms of keeping up with reports and checking back in on customers during and after the sale.
Exactly. So these problems like these are honestly easily avoidable, and they can have immense negative impacts on daily operations that could cause DOG to lose literally millions of dollars in revenue. So additionally, with this rapid growth, it is important that DOG is able to establish a sound and stable internal infrastructure that as you're gain clients and new accounts across a larger pace than ever before, it is increasingly important that you do have an efficient and accurate internal structure for your employees to access really across your expanding regions.
Yeah, I completely agree. Losing clients and information as a result of the mismanagement of our customer accounts is definitely something that we would like to control where possible.
Great. So it definitely sounds like something that we can discuss some more solutions later. But for now, just moving on to the second issue of your sales team spending maybe too much time on non-sales related tasks. As we mentioned earlier, with DOG's rapid growth rate of 3.5% this year and looking to currently expand into new territories like Greenville, South Carolina or Savannah, Georgia in the near future, I just want to make sure that you guys are prepared really to support this type of expansion.
Yeah, we're very excited about our increase in revenue, but we're definitely contemplating that increase into new territories just based kind of how things are going currently.
Yeah, I can totally understand that. So just confirming some numbers, DOG made $48.6 million in 2017, and you guys are on track for $50.5 million this year.
Yeah, that's correct.
That's awesome. So I have actually spoken with some other DOG employees and clients who have addressed the fact that your reps are having to spend a substantial amount of time coming up with different data points for their managers, like how close their reps are to meeting their quotas or finding out how well reps are performing against other reps, and really overall, are these reps having to manually enter their data, how long this takes at the end of each week. So do you feel like these reps are making the best use of their time in doing this?
Although I didn't consider this as much as I probably should have, I would definitely say that our reps are not able to make the best use of their time when they're constantly having to update information within our CRM or lack of, as well as giving the managers their quotas every month.
Yeah, I totally agree. So really just putting this with some numbers, if your reps were to continue using their time this way with your potential new customers and new locations, it really could cost upwards of $3 million in the additional hours that you're paying your reps per year.
Yeah, that's just definitely something we can't afford in terms of finances, but also for our reps who are constantly, becoming frustrated with DOG, having to find these data points for us. Fortunately, I'm glad that you brought this to my attention. I definitely think this is something that needs to be addressed.
Yeah, I agree. I'm glad that you're able to really see the value that these solutions may be able to offer your company. So the last thing on the agenda that your sales is really your sales reps' inability to access data on the go, and how this issue may cause a delay in getting your reps this information they need about a client in the moment, and maybe things like reps calling on the same customer multiple times or having to wait until they're at a computer to enter details of their sales call. So does this sound like something that your reps are seeing in the field?
Yes, our reps are definitely having to spend a significant amount of time at the end of each week entering in all this data manually that they've gathered from the last client meeting.
Okay, so do you think that your clients are ever getting repeated sales calls from different reps about their client information and just really due to this delay in entering information into your customer CRM?
Yes, so occasionally we actually do have reps calling on the same location more than once just because they aren't able to see that someone had already been there or already reached out.
Right, so do you think that this maybe is something that's frustrating for your customers when they're communicating with more than one rep and having to repeatedly give the same information to your company that they had previously had in a sales call?
Yes, I've definitely had customers reach out to their regional branch managers and say that they're getting frustrated, that they're getting calls from different reps, and I definitely do think that's negatively affecting the way that organizations are seeing us as a business.
Right, so that's definitely something that we can avoid and are able to kind of look at improving this efficiency. So really measuring the frequency of instances like these per region per year, I was able to quantify this dollar amount that DOG is spending, sending sales reps to repeated locations, and the time wasted gathering information before a meeting from headquarters, and really this potential loss that of customers due to this frustration and repeatedly giving these customers the same information from different reps. This could be about $500,000 a year.
Wow.
So does this sound like an issue worth solving to you?
Yeah, I absolutely feel like the more time and energy that we can save on completing the sale will overall, just help us sustain our growth projections and allow us to expand into new regions in the future. I really think this is an unavoidable cost for us.
Great. So I'm glad you're able to really see the value in these type of improvements. So before we go over all the overall costs that these issues may be facing DOG, are there any other issues that you would like to touch on that maybe I could help assist you with?
No, I really feel like you've done your research and you know where DOG stands as a business. You know exactly what problems we're facing and how to, hopefully help us move forward.
Great. No, I'm very excited. I have really great solutions for you guys. So I actually brought this iPad to just kind of show you some of these features.
Mm-hmm.
So in addressing your first problem of managing customer opportunities, we have a solution that really is able to coordinate this entire business together and really seeks to solve this information gaps from the ends of the business, from human resources or all the way to your field reps and sales calls and different things like that. So the Salesforce does offer something called accounts and contacts.
Mm-hmm.
So these accounts allow you to store this information about your customers, who you're doing business with, just different contact informations and different things like that. And then the contacts are the actual people who work for them.
Right.
So for instance, if a rep needs to access this information on a customer's buying history or wants to know what contacts they'll be meeting at the business or things like that, they are able to access this information on their own at the touch of their fingertips without any emails, phone calls, or anything like that, and this time delay associated with all these different things. So really with this tool, your reps can see this company's list of records. You can see the people who work here. You can see the different deals that are in progress, different communications that have been sent back and forth, the request, various documents, and even their social media updates. So really overall, this will allow your reps to come into a meeting way more prepared and really in a more time efficient manner than having to find all this information on their own. It's just right here all in the same place.
Yeah, this is definitely a tool I think we've needed for a long time without even realizing. This will really prevent our reps from having to dig through old Excel files or email chains or Word docs. They can just pull out their mobile device and find exactly what they need as far as the contact that they're going to see.
Yes, that's exactly what we're aiming to do for all of you guys. And it sounds like the current system with all the different Excel files and Word documents really just being sent around in emails is kind of a way that opens up problems such as this information getting lost,
right,
or just this whole idea of the time delay. So these information gaps and the customer management can be actually costing DOG up to $1 million annually.
Yeah, that's something that I had not previously thought of as a cost, but we would like to avoid or end that altogether.
Yes, exactly. There's definitely something that we can work on together. So in terms of this second problem that we have discussed, where these sales representatives may be spending too much time doing non-sales activities, so this could be things like manually entering these reports and coming up with their quotas that they're supposed to meet, that they're supposed to communicate to their managers, and different things like that. So Salesforce actually offers these tools called Path and Kanban.
Wow.
So these tools allow you to update these records right immediately at the status of your customer orders. So Kanban will allow managers to really see these records in a visual, easy to see manner, and has different charts and graphs, and you can just see where your reps are currently and really what they want to do in the future. And there's many different options, many variables that you can choose to look at and really compare different areas of the company's operations. So really overall, these tools such as Path and Kanban, they will allow you to keep up with more of these leads, where they're generated from, and different tasks, and really will allow managers to see how well their reps are meeting their quotas, like you can see here, without the reps having to come up with some of these numbers on their own.
Yeah, I mean, since we're a company with many accounts and we're thinking about expanding into new markets, I think this tool will definitely help our reps and our managers keep tabs on where we're going in a lead. I mean, just looking at this right now, being able to pull up and see a graph of, where customers are and where our reps are, that would definitely really improve efficiencies and save a lot of time.
Yeah, that's definitely right. And to address this final issue of mobility, so Salesforce is completely mobile. Wow. Your reps can instantly update sales calls data following the meeting just right off the bat from convenience of their mobile devices. So your reps can access all of these features from accounts and contacts to the dashboard options from any device by any employee they can use on the go. So your employees can quickly see the details of these prior sales calls that any employee may have had with the customer in the past, or because really using this type of information, seeing who have repeated what you can use to move forward, these reps will be able to mobily update all this information gathered just right before the prior call. So these reps really won't have to waste any of this time calling to see who their contact is or different things like that, because they are able to access these details right from their phone. So this feature really allows sales reps to effectively manage their time before and after any sales call, and additionally will prevent representatives from asking the same questions to a customer and this type of frustration associated with that, because there was no time delay at all in entering this information, and it's continuously updated.
Wow. I mean, all these features sound great. So with all these solutions, I definitely think that's something we're definitely in need of, but at what cost to DOG?
So just given the different issues that we've discussed today and the solutions that you were interested in, and also the value, the total cost of implementing our Salesforce solutions would be an initial $15,000 startup fee, but that's just for the first year in entering this type of system. So after that initial $15,000, it would be $225 per employee per year. So overall, if you were looking to implement this to all your VPs, branch managers, and everyone involved, it would be a total cost of $9,900 to DOG annually. Mm-hmm. So I know that right off the bat, this number may sound like a lot. However, when we compare it to the loss that DOG could be facing at $4.5 million annually, just from all these different issues that we've quantified today, DOG will have a huge return on investment that really will allow you guys to effectively reach your future growth projections, and just all this information is really great for just having it all together and working with the customers.
These solutions are definitely what DOG needs to succeed, and I would really love to go ahead and sign a contract and continue into business with you.
Great, thank you so much for taking the time to go through this with me. I'm going to go get the paperwork now so we can start doing all that, and then really just thank you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you.